Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's your boy McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free review of the movie Honey Boy, which I saw about a month ago. So, Honey Boy is a biopic that is loosely based on the childhood and young adulthood of Shia LaBeouf, the actor. Everybody knows who he is. He's been in a whole bunch of movies. So Shia LaBeouf actually wrote this movie and I think helped produce it. He also acted in it. Shia LaBeouf played his own father in this movie. Um and he did a pretty good job doing so. So in the movie, the character who's supposed to be young Shia LaBeouf is called Otis. Well, named Otis, even though that's not actually Shia LaBeouf's real name. But they just call him Otis for some reason. There's young Otis, who's like 12 years old, played by John Loop. I think that's his name. And then there's young adult Otis, who was in rehab, played by Lucas Hedges. And Otis is based on Shia LaBeouf. So basically, these actors play Shia LaBeouf, and and the but Shia LaBeouf in this movie is called Otis, as I already said, as I already explained. Anyway, so I love this movie. This was a very good movie. I mean, it's not very plot heavy. It focuses more on the relationship between Shia LaBeouf, young Shia LaBeouf, and young adult Shia LaBeouf, aka young Otis and young adult Shia LaBeouf, with his father, who is abusive. Well, not very not like very physical abusive, but he's like a little bit physically abusive. His father is basically like this loser nobody who's basically just only sticking around his son because his son has a career in acting, and that this is based on Shia LaBeouf's own father, like in the relationship they had back then. Like, I'm sure they have a very different relationship now. In fact, I know they have a very different relationship now. They're like cool with each other now, and like the relationship is better now. But back then, like Shia LaBeouf's father was like abusive, and basically like he was just basically milking his son for money, and he wasn't a very good father. He was mostly verbally abusive towards Otis or Shia LaBeouf more than he was physically abusive. But anyway, so I really love this movie. Part of it is, so half of the movie is like young adult Otis and or Shia LaBeouf in rehab, and like drug rehab, which I think actually happened. And then the other half is just like 12-year-old Otis or Shia LaBeouf with his father, like just living with his father in like this motel or whatever. And how his acting career was then, and so basically how his relationship with his father affected his acting career and vice versa. Anyway, there are some strong performances in this movie. I really like this movie. It's a very good movie. Whether or not it's 100% accurate, we may never know. Actually, I know it's not 100% accurate, but whether more like whether or not I know if it's like 80% accurate. No, I really don't know, but it was a really good movie. I would definitely recommend it. It's one of the best Shia LaBeouf movies. I'm going to give it an 86% out of a 100%, which is the equivalent of an A minus. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.